You are listening to Pivot Parenting, episode 218, The Magic Wand Cure for Parenting Tough Stuff. It's kind of a wordy title, but I'm here for it. And my friend, you would think that by episode 218, I would have this whole producing podcast thing down. What you may not know is that I have a few people I hire out for things like my website, but mainly it's me doing pretty much everything. And I feel like I do a pretty good job for being in my mid to late 40s on tech. And apparently, podcasters are only as good as their software. My software just changed on me without giving me any notice. And so I am scrambling to try and figure out how to produce my podcast using different software. And I'm hoping that this opportunity, I'm also rewiring, retuning, improving my intro, different sounds. I want to make it shorter. I know that you're probably like me where you just hit skip, that 30 or 15-second skip button until they actually get to the point that they're talking about. I want to just not do that anymore. I want to have like a 2-second little sound and just get right to it. Because let's be honest, we just want everybody to get to it. So bear with me for the next few weeks. You may have noticed the last couple of weeks were a little bit rough around the edges as far as podcast production. There might be a few more hit or miss. Bear with me. But I'm going to get to the point of today, which is magic wanding. We all want the magic wand. How many of us have fallen victim for so many magic wand cures? It can sound like this new diet will help you lose weight, or this book will fix your marriage, or eat this one thing and you won't be tired anymore. How many of us love caffeine just because it is the magic wand of the afternoon lull that is 3 o'clock, where we all just want to climb into bed and die because it feels like midnight, but it's only 3. Maybe that's just me. We all want a magic wand. But like the magic wand solutions that are often sold to us, such as this skin lotion will help all your wrinkles disappear, we know that they actually don't really exist, but we fall for different magic wands, instant fixes, immediate and permanent cures, time and time again, because it is such an alluring hook. So I decided to do an episode where we talk about this for parenting, because there are parenting things that we try to fix and we want to be magic. So we're going to talk about the do's and don'ts of magic wand parenting. But the other day, my friend sent me a snap and she was redoing her roots of her hair. I also am of the age of wanting to touch up my roots. No judgment to those who go au naturel. I'm strongly considering it because I really am fairly low maintenance as far as my hair goes and all the other things about my life. I like low maintenance because, quite frankly, I like to chill most of the time. I want to chill with my family. I want to chill with my friends and my sisters and brother. I want to chill with my dog. And so the less that I have to do with all the other stuff, the happier I am. But I haven't quite, it's like this inner dialogue of wanting to maintain my nice dark hair versus not having to go to the salon, because it takes a lot of time and effort to keep my roots up to date. So my friend was doing her own roots, which I've done when I'm in a pinch and I just really need to get them because I'm not going to be able to make it to the salon for the next couple weeks. But let's be honest, the lady at the salon does a way better job. She matches my shade better. She gets all of my grays and whites that I can't see or reach. Plus, it is far more enjoyable because I just get to sit there and she does most of the work. Yes, it takes time and money out of my schedule, but the scalp massages are quite frankly delightful. Why does it feel so much better when somebody else is washing your hair than you yourself? I don't know. It's like maybe one of the wonders of the world. This ties in to magic wand parenting. We want somebody to do it for us. We want the instant magic solution. So keep in mind this story. I'm going to tie it back in at the end. Get what I want quick resolutions in parenting. These especially ring true the more uncomfortable or unhappy we are or the situation is. Which for parenting, this usually links directly to the things that our teens are doing that we don't like: drugs, sexting, poor performance at job or school or sports or music. And parents try to come at this in so many directions with like a fairy wand, but it doesn't really work very well. Perhaps you've tried a few of these. I'm going to highlight 4 of them. This definitely isn't an all-exhaustive list, but it's 4 common ones. So if you feel stuck, frazzled, confused, overwhelmed around the reason that you came to my podcast today, the reason why you're listening, whatever your teen is doing, you may be doing some of these things. The first one is the coulda, woulda, shoulda. And it can sound like things should be better than they are. If I had only known. If I had said that differently, if they wouldn't have been dating that person, if their dad wouldn't have lost his temper, then we wouldn't be here. That's the magic wand of we missed out perspective. Number 2, be everywhere, know everything, do all the right things. This is my wand of preference before I found coaching. This one feels ultra productive, so it can be alluring. It can also feel like you have more control than maybe you do temporarily. It also feels very frenzied. We run around chasing fires, putting them out until we realize that we can't be, do, know everything. And our pipe dream of control comes to an abrupt end that leaves us exhausted with very little show, except maybe an angry teen who doesn't like that we overstepped our bounds. This is the, after all I've done, I deserve a magic wand approach. Do you ever feel entitled for things to be better because of your amazing effort and skill? Number 3, the bookworm approach. Read books, listen to podcasts, learn, and nothing seems to provide the big shift that's so desperately needed. It can feel like so much knowledge is gained, but there's not much to show for it, kind of magic wand. So it's like, I know all these things. Why aren't things changing? Number 3, the 4, avoid approach. We blame someone like our spouse, our kid's friends, our kid, or the situation. We stay busy, hoping that the issue will just kind of take care of itself. We're just going to put it on the back burner. We might talk about it, but we can't think of any step to take towards a resolution. This is the too confused, burnt out, and busy to deal kind of magic wand. We simply hope that it will disappear with time. It just needs some time. Time does not heal all wounds. Can I just say that's a lie? Time does not heal all wounds. Oftentimes it makes them worse, more festery, more nasty. Doing the work is what heals wounds. You can do this DIY. You can do it with support. Time does not heal wounds in and of itself. Sorry, my friend. Okay, these are only a few examples of ineffective magic wands that parents wave around hoping to feel better, to ease the household tension and keep their kid happy, and maybe even they'll respond more favorably to them. We all want our kid to stop rolling their eyes, maybe give us a hug, right? If you've tried any of these, you know that they don't work super well in the long term. Why do we do these things? Number 1, they're what we know, what we've done before, what others do and tell us to do, and sometimes they can give us results. Generally short term, here and there, but they're spotty and they often don't solve long-term, only short-term. Plus, they can even cause trouble down the road. Let me give you a few examples. Running from fire to fire, being everywhere, doing everything, micromanaging your kid, writing them for their homework, chores, inserting yourself into their friendships. That equals a kid that is more dependent on you than they should be, or doesn't come to you for anything and therefore lacks support. And they will typically look outside of themselves to an authority figure for answers. So they have an underdeveloped sense of self and intuition. That sets them up for some pretty serious long-term struggles. The coulda, woulda, shoulda looks like we're stuck in the past. It mentally freezes us. Now, it can bring some relief because we aren't actually dealing with it. We're replaying scenarios, what could have happened, what should have happened. It's kind of like a hamster on a hamster wheel. Run, 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 but nothing really changes. You don't get anywhere. You just are exhausted. And when we're stuck, it just sort of follows us around like a dark cloud. And it taints your emotions until we've actually dealt with this. Have you guys ever done this? We know we need to talk to our husband about something our kid asked us. They want to go on spring break with their friends. So we avoid our husband because we don't want to have the conversation. Or we found something in our kid's bedroom and we're sitting spinning. How did this happen? When did it get to this point? What should I do about this? And we just spin and spin. This shouldn't be happening. I shouldn't find this in my kid's drawer. And so this little dark cloud follows us around as we spin on the hamster wheel. And we're modeling this behavior for our kids. And we're low-key stressed, which means we're not as kind, loving, or helpful as our kids deserve. It's kind of like waiting on a fault line. You know that you live right on an earthquake fault line. And the pressure is building because tectonic plates do that. But you're not taking any protective or cautionary efforts. You're just praying it doesn't blow up on your watch. And it gets more and more pressurized until it explodes everywhere. But unlike an earthquake, we can alleviate pressure to avoid the quake at all. So let me ask, who of us, I'm definitely on this list, just so you know, has avoided an uncomfortable topic of conversation until what was once just an easy conversation is now resulting in hard boundaries, major step backs, to a land where you need to be comfortable and safe and healthy for everyone. Avoiding now just makes more to avoid in the future. Like when you don't want to have difficult conversations around sexual things, substances, or other topics that you find uncomfortable. And now they're 17 and you're finding all kinds of stuff. And your conversation is not what it would have been had you started discussing these uncomfortable topics at the age of 10, 12, 13 in age-appropriate fashions. We don't want to sit on fault lines. We don't want to play the coulda, woulda, shoulda. We want to look at the current so that we take advantage of what is good. Okay, the least harmful and most helpful, but often still not enough, is the reading books, listening to podcasts, learn. The downside to this is it can give us a false impression of creating change because learning feels good. But applying what we're learning, failing, doing things differently that others may not like, complain about, whine about, not want to participate or play along with, these things feel bad. And so we just stay in the consuming mode of listening and reading, and thus very little actually changes. Now, again, this is probably the most helpful of the unhelpful magic wands. And sometimes it is all that we need to get where we want to be because it's a small little shift or pivot. But the more substantial issues resolve more effectively when we move beyond consuming books and media to applying. And this is often done best and most effectively and painlessly with professional help. Kind of like the hairdresser. I can't get all my roots. I can't cut my own hair very well. I mean, I can, but it's not like those spy movies where you do it in some grimy little sink with a terrible mirror and it looks so trendy and cute. That's actually not how doing your own hair typically looks. Now, if you've identified that you're doing some of these things, please be kind to yourself. It's logical that you would be doing these things. Again, it's what is typically done. It's what people advise us to do. Don't worry about it. You're right, it is their fault. Just work a little harder. This is what society tells us. They're handing us these magic wands, but they're fake magic. So what should we do instead? A lot of grace for ourselves, and don't try to do a 180. Look for ways to make incremental improvements, 1%, 5%, just a little bit better. Master that small percentage and then come back for more. We want a magic wand because we think things should not be the way that they are. Our teens should not be doing what they're doing. But let me give you some better suggestions. Number 1, moving toward the belief that you and your family are right where you are. Notice I didn't say you're right where you should be. Not should be, not shouldn't be. You just are where you are, and that's it. Good and bad, and nothing went wrong. Just is. When we can make peace with where we're at, and we're not arguing with the coulda, shoulda, woulda, we have a lot more bandwidth, energy to do different. Number 2, it's not better on the other side of what you're struggling with. So many times people think it'll be better after the divorce. Maybe in some ways, but not in others. They think that their kid needs to move out and it will be better, graduate, be gone. Yes and no. That they need to quit drugs, stop being suicidal. Yes, we want these things. But unlike the story trope that we've been told since birth, data shows that things aren't happily ever after when our current struggle is over. What does ring true is that struggle is inevitable and part of our life. Always. We just get little respites between struggles that feel so nice, and we want them to be the normal. That makes sense. We all want vacation land forever. But if we had vacation land forever, our brain would still find struggle, and life would bring us struggle. When you can see this and believe it down to your bones, that struggle is just a part of life, it's so much easier to find joy amidst the struggle. And then number 3, look inside yourself for the magic wand. This is easiest when you've got the hang of these first 2 steps, that it's not better on the other side, and that you are where you are. You'll notice that the wands that don't work, coulda, woulda, shoulda, be everywhere, know everything, do all the right things, bookworm approach, avoid approach. These are things outside of yourself. But you have to look inside yourself for the magic. You are the magic. What you can do, how you can love, what you can let go of, how you want to be moving forward. This is the magic cure for your struggles. This can be tricky to do on your own. Like doing your own retouch or haircut. Possible? Yes. Sometimes that's all it takes and it does the job. But if you need help, consider me as your family's stylist. Grab 30 minutes with me and we'll see which of the 3 ways to work with me is a good fit for you. That's right. I offer 3 ways to work with me. I have budget-friendly group calls. We've got 2 to 3 calls on average a week. One-on-one weekly calls. It's just you and I. And then a 6-month concierge best friend type coaching where we're going to swap telephone numbers. We're going to FaceTime and text whenever you need to. You can have unlimited coaching calls throughout that 6 months. There's a right fit for you, and I want to help you get those tricky spots that you can't see or reach. My friend, if anybody is trying to sell you the magic wand to fix all of your problems, please know that it's a lie and they're just selling you something. But there are a lot of really great resources that you can learn from and really great people that can offer you skills and tools. And all of those skills and tools should teach you how to look inside yourself to find what you are needing and how to best help your kids. Because guess what? You're the parent and you know deep in your heart of hearts what is best for them. If you need help seeing this, accessing this, I've got you. It's not a magic wand. It's a hammer and it's some nails and some 2x4s. But guess what? I have the plans. So it's way easier than just having all the equipment and not knowing what to do with it. We can build it together, my friend. I look forward to meeting you on a call. The link is in the show notes, and I'll talk to you next week.
Heather is the one, an expert in the field. She knows her parenting stuff, including how confusing it can be. You've tried it all, and it's a lost cause. Crying in the closet 'cause you failed at being a mom. But think again, there's peace around the corner and there's hope in your hands. Your kid just wants your love and you want it